First at 6, a step forward in rethinking policing here in Arizona.
Nearly 1 year ago, after the May death of George Floyd, calls for change increased, both locally and nationally. Protesters taking to the streets in Arizona night after night, calling for police reform and accountability. Since then, ABC 15 has reported some protesters were targeted, even charged as gang members based on false grand jury testimony. Many facing years in prison before our reporting led to charges getting dropped. Now, Phoenix City leaders are using their negotiating power to build reforms into a new contract with the city's largest police union. ABC 15 investigator Melissa Blasius breaks down the contract.
The draft contract involves an extra pay increase because the officers are agreeing to accountability and transparency reforms. The 60-page Memorandum of Understanding between the City of Phoenix and the Phoenix Law Enforcement Association includes a 5% raise for next year, 1% of which compensation in return for the officers' union agreeing to 8 changes in how complaints are handled and officers disciplined.
These are things that we brought to the table this year as a result of listening to the community feedback over the last couple of years, and they were our top priority items going into negotiations.
They include empowering the chief to immediately fire officers arrested for committing a crime on the job, preventing officers from using their vacation time in lieu of being suspended, preventing officers from purging their files of serious misconduct in their past, including alcohol and drug use on duty, stealing, dishonesty, and excessive force. Supervisors can always consider those records in progressive discipline, transfers, and promotions. Allowing outside investigators like the Citizen Review Board to investigate officers and no longer pre-warning citizens that they could face criminal charges for filing a false complaint against an officer.
The majority of our officers who are meeting the high standards that we expect of them will not be impacted by this contract.
Leaders of the police reform movement are not impressed, saying the existing internal affairs process and nearly all of its protections for accused officers remain intact.
So we're getting peanuts and we're being asked to be excited about peanuts, but they're still peanuts.
Jamar Williams with Black Lives Matter Metro Phoenix also takes issue with the idea of trading money for cooperation on new accountability measures.
And they're saying, hey, even though we have this power and we know you want us to use it with caution, restraint, responsibility, you're going to have to pay us extra to get those things. It's outrageous. It's a joke.
Phoenix City Council is likely to get an earful from community advocates before voting on the Officers Union Memorandum of Understanding Wednesday. I'm investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC 15 Arizona.